G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati, the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some cool sailors, but of course I have to do it with my idiot mate. So let's bring him to the microphone.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Bice.
J-Dog.
How are you, mate?
Pleasure to be with you this evening. The other week we were talking about, just commercialising this bastard of a bloody podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So, don't know about you, but I've gone out and found my own personal sponsor for the show. So, this week is brought to you by Chateau de Snow, which is a wine crafted from a donated barrique barrel of Clare Valley Old Vine Shiraz.
Oh, nice.
Purchased on the Variety 4 Drive Challenge, then bottled to create a fine wine for the new sellers of Chateau Snody, to be enjoyed by like-minded friends raising funds for children who are sick or disadvantaged in South Australia. So as you know, I support a bit of variety.
Yep.
Variety Club. Not tonight though. I'm going to be drinking Snody's wine.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Well,
but it's been a big week, mate.
Big week. I hear a rumour. Hear a rumour. You are no longer the Bice Commodore.
Correct.
They have to move your
No
package.
longer the Bice Commodore.
You're now the Dunny door, the commode door.
That's right. I've gone up a
Congratulations.
Commodore. I've changed car parks.
Mm-hmm.
First order of business to Adam was move the oil pads from the Vice Commodore position to the Commodore position.
Love it.
But mate, I've got to tell you, get this for a story.
Okay.
So protocol of the night, AGM, which was delayed 1 week because we were all in mourning, of course.
Of course.
But protocol of the night, AGM finishes, the first board meeting takes place, and they elect a president, and they also elect the flag officers.
Yep.
At which time the general manager then moves from the board meeting to ring the bell at the bar to basically announce who the president is, announce who the flag officers are, and he opens the bar for half an hour or so. During the AGM on Thursday night, I've got to say, I really needed to go to the toilet for number twos. So, post-AGM, I'm straight out, straight to the toilet, just sitting down. And next thing I hear is the bell ringing.
Oh, dear.
So the first board meeting has been taken place in the world's shortest time possible. And then I hear the bell ringing, knowing if I got elected as Commodore, I would have to kind of be there. So I got to tell you, I swung around, flushed that bloody toilet, whipped the pants up, ran straight through, and then next thing you know, I become Commodore. So the first Commodore to be elected with his pants down.
You're the shit Commodore.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, well, literally. And as I walked in, and then I'm, of course, not there. I'm not with a drink or anything, and everyone turns around. Oh, you've changed already, mate.
You've changed, yeah. Oh, dear. Well, good on you, man. You just keep giving and giving and giving. So good on you, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I mean,
good. Big season, 50th year also. Cruising Gold Club, South Australia. So,
and then, yeah, okay.
It's a bit of pride taken there, I must admit. Bit humbled, to tell you the honest truth.
Yeah.
So
we've done
despite, we talk a lot of shit and we carry on this podcast, and I like to carry that kind of feature over into everything else I do, of which I will at the Cruising Yacht Club, because we can't take it that seriously, right?
No, it's only
seriously enough when it has to be, but not that seriously.
Well, best of luck, mate. Keep smashing it out. Now, geez, what a difference a few days makes, boys. Now's when we'd normally bring in our special guest, and we had a doozy lined up, but we've made a decision.
We have a bar karate. We won't say mutual decision.
Yeah,
We'll say majority rules.
yeah. Well, no, I guess
No.
The segment or the episode this week was talking to BP, and we're getting into the X2 element, talking about what happened with X2, what the developments have gone. He's in Hamble right now.
So just for the listener though, we had had pre-recorded what this was going to be.
Yep.
Just for a bit of background for the listener, and since then, like you've said, we've had a big couple of days, and this is where we're at right now.
Yeah. So we had an episode recorded talking about all the elements and what they understood to be the case, and that BP's in Hamble now and he's commissioning boat number 3 and so on and so forth. And we thought, it's the right thing. We've all missed BP. We've wanted him on the show. The show works a bit better with a third person, so we've got 2 people to take the piss out of at once.
Well, I have 2 people to take the piss out of. And you're way more diplomatic than me, Mike.
And we've had a few conversations, and I guess the thing I want to say is that this show exists to promote sailing, to bring people to sailing and not to harm sailing or cause any issues. What's become evident is that there's still some stress on the shoulders of the 2 sailors, Alice and Claire. So Alice Taranowski and Claire Costanzo, who were the sailors that were on the boat when it lost its keel. And they have been amazingly stoic and done the right thing by everyone, and they've gone through it's part of the investigation process, and they haven't said anything. They're just waiting for the investigation to be complete. And I guess we got that perspective pointed out to us that, is the investigation complete? These ladies have been quite stoic and shown a lot of integrity and they're dealing with the stress of it. So from their perspective, I think they were pretty uncomfortable that an episode was going to go out where there was no actual conclusion, and they don't know what the conclusion is, and that some people that matter to us got on the phone and were chatting away to us, and it's a good point. We certainly don't want to add to their stress in any way.
Correct.
The issue, the point I raised with them and was that we hear that this is going to come back out now. But I guess bar karate's not about trying to lead that sort of stuff. Bar karate's about doing good. And so doing good is one.
What's our 3 rules when we first get a guest on?
3 rules.
Promotion of sailing.
Yeah, well, it's got to be interesting, informative, or funny.
Correct.
It's it would be informative, but I guess the investigation's not complete. And from what we understand now, that the investigation's not complete. So the conversation I had with the sailors' representatives was that, this information's going to start going out now because boats are being commissioned. I think that, so I said to the ladies, we're more than willing to support them. And if they want to talk to us privately or if they want to come on the show, either way, we just want to understand their position. So they've asked us to hold off. Well, not necessarily them, but, their representatives and the people who care about them have asked us to sort of hold off.
Look, reality is we care about them too, right?
Yep.
And
any
we
sailor.
care about
all sailors.
Sport, the sport of sailing for that matter.
Yeah.
So essentially where we've ended up is we're going to hold on the release of anything.
Yep.
And the time will come. It'll obviously come when people can speak freely.
Yeah.
Okay. But given that there is an investigation going on, there's a lot of eyes at the moment on everything that happened. and it's not really our place for doing anything.
Yeah. So what the idea? So both Claire and Alice have indicated that they're quite keen to come on the show and have a chat, but they just want to wait a little bit longer. So, what we've got with BP is there. We will put it together, maybe back to back them, something like that. Where everything can be heard. But yeah, so we've decided. It kind of leaves us a hole. We had a great episode. A really interesting episode, and I think quite a few people would have listened to it. But we don't care. We care about people. So we've just made that decision. We don't want to add to stress for anybody. We've done it independent of BP because he's been asleep while all this is going on. So because he's in the UK, so he'll find out when you find out. That's kind of where we're at. So there's still some interesting stuff that we're just going to discuss, but, not related to the X2. But, yeah, it's a bit of a – what's the show?
And I still take the piss out of both you and BP because he does join us for the back half of the app.
Yeah, and there's a few interesting things going on. So please stick around and don't be disappointed in us. But, we're trying to do what we think is the right thing.
Trying to do the best, man. Trying to do our best.
Little caring lads. Cool. All right. Beauty.
Nice, mate.
Let's keep going. All right. So we'll roll into other news, and BP, we'll tell it to you like you don't know what's going on. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't, because I've been head down, ass up with my project, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, BP, you'll find this one very interesting, my friend. Starting tomorrow, Monday the 3rd, the World Windsurfer Championships are underway in
LT, Windsurfer LT.
Yeah, in Palermo in Italy, the LT, the One Designs, the old Wally windsurfers, the modern version.
Are you allowed to call them the Wally?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it feels as though it's kind of right, but if it was going to be that, they just would have called it the Wally One Designs to start with. Well,
they're on anyway.
Anyway,
so the worlds are happening with the Wallies. Let's just keep calling them Wallies because we're comfortable in that space. The Wallies happening in Palermo. So, and I looked at the Australian team going across, and it was like looking back into the 80s, like all the same names. It was insane.
Jessica Crisp.
Yeah. Like basically everybody, all the big hitters from the 80s were there. So best of luck to all those decrepit old people going over to Palermo in Italy. Even it was just ridiculous, just how many people that are recognised from the past. But so those world champs, they're doing all the same things: the fleet racing, the marathon, and the slalom, and all that sort of stuff. And then the Worlds will be again in just over a year again in Perth in Western Australia. So
I think we should go.
End of December in Perth 2023. So
hang on, I'm noting this down.
Yep.
In the efforts that Bar Karate team do not do.
Yeah.
I might go.
What do Hamish and Andy call it? The
peter out.
The peter out.
Yeah.
Whereas we're just out. It's not even a peter out. It's just an out.
It's just an out.
It's just the no.
Yeah, no. I think I'm too big for a Wally, but we'll see. Anyway, best of luck to everybody competing. It is a lovely spot. Haven't looked at the weather conditions, anything, but if you do want to follow along, just check in. But yeah, she should be a cracker. So
on the windsurfing note, this is not on the run sheet.
Yep.
I'd like to congratulate Gray Morris, who's got on the podium in the IQ Foilers.
Oh, Gray crazy! Morris, of course, yes.
Yep.
Well done.
Gray has gone over and has got himself a position on the podium for the IQ Foilers. So no doubt him and his family who are putting the big yards in to represent Australia. There you go. That's my input.
Yeah, I did mean to actually put that on the run sheet, so good that you picked that up. But all good. Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week this week, I think is kind of easy. So BP last week, I don't know. I had a bit of knee surgery. I had a reaction. I went down like a sack of spuds. And for a couple of days there, I thought, oh, geez, this is not good. I've got blood poisoning. Maybe they're going to cut my leg off, the whole thing. So I started designing. I got my A4 piece of paper out and started designing Paralympic boats, just to see what we could come up. And my idea was a fully falling boat. And I thought, I'm a genius. I've come up with this great idea. A falling para boat. Like any good idea I have, somebody's already had it. Andrew Pinder sent us an email. And
Andrew Pinder.
The great Andrew Pinder, who everybody in the world of sailing knows. And if you haven't met Andrew Pinder, then you're not in the world of sailing. You really need to step it up. So the great man sent this email through, and our good friend Guillaume Verdier has designed a vessel. Did you guys read that email yet?
Here.
I have not.
Here.
Okay. Do you want to run with it, Bryce, or should I?
No, take it away. Because I've got a couple more up my sleeve.
Okay.
As much as I love our good friend Andrew and Guillaume.
Okay. So it was the Iris 5.5 Verdier. It was a design. Yeah. It was designed by Guillaume before COVID. And Andy Pinder sent through a bunch of photos just showing us what it is. So it's basically a planing skiff with the foils out the side, exactly what I was discussing. Pretty low freeboard, but yeah, the whole thing
doesn't matter when you're a metre above the water.
But yeah, basically a 5.5 metre fully falling boat. If you imagine, I guess, kind of a bit like an 18-foot skiff sort of
pretty much
shape. And then with just two great big foils stuck out the side of it. So she's and a keel and a keel with a bulb. So, you've got your writing moment if your foils fail. So looks like it's got a rotating mast as well. So anyway, thanks, Mr. Pinder, for sending that through.
But clearly that they're not superstitious because it is a green boat.
Bright green. Bright green. Yes.
So I'm unsure of the superstition about green. No. We all know the stories, bananas and whistling and all those sorts of things, but that's maybe a topic we can talk about, superstitions on board. But
that would be a good topic.
But anyway,
boats.
So Mr. Pinder, I think, is our Jack Lloyd listener of the week.
Okay, whoa, you camel up. Were you camel up, Alibaba?
Whoa, you camel up.
So, no, we had one in from Chad Lanaway this week from the Chad Stick, right?
Yeah.
And I started reading it and I thought, oh, here we go. Here's some sort of just, Google analytics have read into something and created, some sort of spam. Anyway, hi. I'm a computer science undergraduate at Wisconsin in search of a project for my capstone. I was wondering if you had any small IT projects I could do for Barkarati. Something involving a web application or database would be ideal. Expanding the bingo game into an app or website upgrades, adding user interaction are possible ideas. I could do an 8-bit game in Java like Frogger or Space Invaders and incorporate Land Rovers. Barkarati graph. I would absolutely love to work on anything race and or beer related.
Right. Fantastic. I did read that and I thought, good on him.
That's a challenge. That's a challenge for you there.
Chad Stick, mate, we'd love to have you on board, but literally we don't have 3 seconds spare in our life to discuss anything further. But if you want to take something on, we can give you all our login details. Just do it. Piece of piss. I'll actually put them on the book.
Well, we'll have a bit of a chat. Well, it deserves a chat.
All right, I've got another one.
Okay.
The Chris Garterman. So Garter.
Oh yeah.
First off, love the show. Introduced this summer. Been binge listening. Blah blah blah. Topic: your frequency sailing to the youth. Carla Payne was super impressive. One thing I do see is an absence bandwidth of volunteers at clubs.
Mm-hmm.
An idea I had was to pull resources from the bar karate community, have them available to all, rather than everyone just starting from scratch, having the groundwork laid. For example, have a graphic designer. So there's a kind of a link here.
Right.
Or a web developer, work on posters, etc., that each local club could use. Just change the name, the email, templates, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Hopefully this is something we could look into.
That's interesting.
What I'm getting from these emails or this is that we're bloody useless.
AI is working well.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I'm Andrew. I love what you've done. For me, Andrew, he's got his merchandise pack already, right? May not have.
Yeah.
I've got Garderman with the wanting to do something. That what got me with him though was to create an app with the bingo, bar karate bingo.
I could just see the three of us trying to cross the road with trucks and cars and boats and all sorts coming at us.
We're playing bar karate bingo on the app.
You could almost take that second idea about getting the volunteer pool and create some sort of communication app on the website. We could do something. I think we could.
Yeah, I do like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. You know I'm going to vote for all three.
Yeah, there's a couple of worthy winners there. A few, might I say. So let's say all three may or may not receive a merchandise pack. But tell you what, if you boys, so Gardo and Lano, send us your sizes. If you fit in, I'll send you something. And of course, Andrew, I know what size you wear. It'll be coming your way.
Well, we'll see him. All right. Cool. Ole,
It's hot time.
Mr. BP.
Oh, I've missed this.
Mate, what you have missed is me in my tracksuit pants with the bloody buttons down the side, just ripping them off. Hot.
I've just got that
feeling hot. Mate, your head could not get much more closer to that phone right there. A bit of, let's call it around the grounds.
Okay.
First of all, the youth and the women's AC.
Yep.
NOR has been published.
Yes.
A bunch. Well, basically the regatta schedule for 2024, which looks pretty cool. Of which, now you're a man of your documentation there, Jordan.
Yep.
I was having a read through it, and essentially each current team puts in their particular teams, and then there's a bunch that can join in as well, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And that goes for both the youth and the women.
Yeah, and we're basically just over or just under a year away from it running. So the Youth Cup kicks off 19 September, and then the Women's America's Cup kicks off 3rd of October. So we did mention 2 weeks ago that it's time to start thinking about the Cup, and it's all happening now. So there'll be multitude of teams entering into this qualification series, and then a big final series, and then some races. So, look, I've got to say, I'm pumped because I'm digging the little 40. I think she's a sexy looking beast. It looks to be.
Stand by. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
First of all, it's at 2024.
That's correct.
So 718 days. So I've got a bit of a conspiracy theory on this.
Okay.
It's all about designers staying engaged, builders staying engaged, all those sorts of things to build the 10 boats or whatever it's going to be, which, don't get me wrong, isn't such a bad thing. And it's pretty cool. And they're coming out of Macca's, is it?
Yes.
Building these things.
Yep.
Which is awesome. and it's going to be a good partnership and stuff. And we want to see more and more people. The only issue I kind of have here, does the Youth America's Cup or the Women's America's Cup lead to that particular country putting a team in the next one? Because we're talking vast amounts of difference in putting a team on the start line compared to in the youth or the women's compared to real life.
But what it does do, even if it doesn't lead to a team, it does create experienced sailors. There's a lot of sailors that have come out of that youth pathway. We need to get people sailing. What I'm hoping for is the America's Cup series for old guys with big heads. That's I'm looking forward to that one.
Speak about bloody being discriminative.
Discriminating.
Discriminate against old dudes with big heads.
That's right. Yeah, I can't wait for. I'm assuming the notice of race is soon to be released
for you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
old guys with big head.
Yeah. You don't have to change sides, so you don't have to get your head under the boom.
It's a good point. Yeah, it makes it easy.
Yeah, but hang on, Bicey, we're going to have to find an equal and/or opposite of the size of head. It's going to be a difficult task.
Yeah, well, weight jackets, they're going to bring them back in, apparently. World Sailing have brought them back in.
Weight jackets
to count to the head. You know the 10-gallon hat?
Barrel head.
That's the new weight jacket to counteract the head of one Jordan Spencer.
All right. Can we talk about this boat sailing?
Yeah. So next on Hot Time, bit of news from across the Dutch, bro.
What are we calling the episode?
Hot Time.
God.
Hot Time and Bias. So a bit of news from across the Dutch. Actually also in my backyard.
Exactly.
But first of all, before we go across the Dutch, bro.
So much going on. The Land Rover is going to be in demand.
Lake Geardner is
the land speed record.
Boat, do we call it a boat? Or the vessel has been delivered.
Yes.
The lake is drying up.
Yes.
Probably a little later than one would have expected. Glenn has been tuning finally tuned racing expertise in with is it the Gazoo racing team or something in NZ?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Toyota. He's now here. He's now assessing the winds. He's assessing the location, all those sorts of things. You're going to be going together soon, and they are hoping to top 202 kilometers an hour. World land speed wind powered land speed record.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Good luck, mate.
Good luck. It's going to be exciting.
I got to tell you, they're going to have to do something better than those bloody Toyota Camry wheels that they had on there. Hopefully they got something a bit better than that.
I want to see some dragway splats with some Yokohama 352s.
God, you couldn't have sounded more bogan. At the start, you say I drive a Commodore, and then just hit that. Oh dear, oh dear.
So, I reached out to my good mate, one Jordan. What's your name? Jordan? That's you. One Carlin Howard, who's currently away at the minute, but I've packed up the Defender. We're ready to go to Lake Geardner and pull them out of the ship when they get bogged.
You know, BP, how he just said that he's reached out and he sort of had the Freudian slip and said my name, because that means he wants the Mazda there to save his ass. That's what that means.
Yeah. Just so I can pull out two things out of the mud.
I just want the following to happen. I want to see live footage of this vessel, this craft, doing 202 kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
With two Land Rovers in the background, with Caleb himself standing there around a campfire.
Mate, we won't be doing 202 k's an hour. I'll give you the drum. I hit it. We hit 100 in the Series 1 coming down from Port Wakefield to Adelaide. with a very stiff northerly, let me tell you.
Love it. Love it.
All right, so let's get back across the ditch, bro.
Cheers, bro.
So we had our good mates, Pete and Blair, take the AC40 out and give it a little rattle. I watched a bit of the footage on Sail World earlier in the week, and they gave it plenty. They took it out into they, kind of tested the wares, so to speak, and then they took it out in Shark Alley and gave it a full-on send. And one thing I did notice, despite all the pictures that come out of Team New Zealand with the hydrogen powered boat and stuff, every other boat there, 100% burning as much fuel as you could imagine. Not to mention flying behind this thing, doing a good 30 knots. Like impressive beast, I would say. And I love it. And I actually managed to get a quote from both Pete and Blair.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Right, and this one was, "Hey, cuz, that was sweet as A." And for those that are Kiwis, A could mean anything. So in this instance, it's a question mark. And then from Blair, it was, "Sure was, bro. That was choice A." Whereas that A is an apostrophe. Direct quote, by the way.
Direct quote.
So they're putting it through its paces, of course, the way it should be.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of the build timelines with those boats, but they must be starting to rattle them out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd assume. Yeah. Yep. So it's look, it's cool. It's very cool. Very keen to see it continue. So yeah, love it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's enough of taking the piss out of the Kiwis.
Yeah. That's it.
Because the other half of the country are away doing the TP 52 Super Series at the moment.
Yes.
There must be no one left in New Zealand at the moment. They're all out doing that. But we've got the sled currently leading. We for the listener, this is a Saturday night, so they've got 2 races to go. We got slender lead of 1 point over Quantum on. So sled 27, Quantum on 28, Phoenix on 31. So super close racing again. But they're all there. They're still doing their stuff, loving life. So yeah, all good from the TP world. Nothing spectacular that I've come across with those guys, but just still going at it. And then overall season rankings is Quantum currently hold the lead by 1 point over Phoenix.
Yep.
124 versus 125.
Yep.
Wow.
Cool.
We got to say Phoenix is probably, we would say, yacht of the year thus far.
Yep.
On what they've performed, the way they've performed.
Yep. Very cool. Right. Well, there you go. What's next? Congratulations, TP people. What's next on your list?
That's about it from me. Apart from, I wanted to kind of cross over to you, my friend, and give us a bit of a Sail GP and Cadiz little run.
Oh, how was that? I got to say, pretty happy. I enjoyed the result. The Frenchies,
the Frogs, got
having
up.
A win.
Yeah,
I can't emphasise how much of a good guy their skipper is. Like Quentin Delapierre.
What the guy said, he's coming on Bark Road.
Yeah, he told us he's coming on.
Yeah, he fields your calls.
Yeah, he's disappeared on me. Mongrel. Don't worry, bud. I'll see you at the next one. You can't escape. But it just really the interesting for me was just the fact that they was getting rebound swell waves back off the wall there, and so it took a while for everyone to adjust their ride heights. Everyone's trying to fly because they've been in flat water up till now, trying to fly as high as possible, and then suddenly they're trying to get it right down, and it was interesting. It was interesting. Yeah, gee, there's some volatility in the racing. That's for damn sure.
Well, that's what we like, don't we? That's what we want to see now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there too much volatility?
Yes. I think there's a little bit of luck going on. I mean,
yeah.
Yes. But
like not taking anything away from the French, or anyone for that matter.
And Bruno, of course, our great mate Bruno Dubois is very much part of that team, so he's ecstatic as well. So, just wanted to get that out there. But yeah,
I actually saw a tweet or Facebook or something that Bruno put out. BD. Well done to our team, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And thanks to Russell for trusting my calls.
Ooh.
Oh, what does that mean?
So what I read into that, it wasn't just the French team, but there must have been a discussion at some point in time how Bruno wanted to build this team.
Yep.
And that's essentially where the team is now.
Yep.
And they've done well. So,
yeah.
Bravo.
Bravo indeed.
On you, Bruno.
Hey?
On you, Bruno.
He's a good man. All right, so we mentioned the other week about our good friends Susie and Cam winning the Masters at the Hobie World Champs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've just won the Worlds.
No, just go and do that.
Yeah, Susie Cam Owen, top of the tree at the World of Hobie 16s, which is the premier event in the Hobies. I guess we have to give them a big congratulations. They're definitely coming on the show. We've spoken heaps about them coming on the show. So they're definitely going to be on the show. We'll get them as soon as possible. But from what I understand, that they are now the world champs. And if you go onto the website, and two great people, so extremely happy for them. And outstanding results. So we'll do a little bit. There's a couple of cat things that we've got in the pipeline that we're working on that we want to get on. We wanted this Hobie Worlds to finish so we could go through. We want to get through a few different things. So for all our cat whacker friends out there, we'll be doing a little bit of that.
Mate, we're not allowed to say that. It's a PC world. It's a PC world. So
that'll be the go. So, I cannot say how happy I was to see Susie and Cam get the win.
Yeah.
Very, very good people. As I'm sure everybody else is. You know, the other thing that's interesting, Ocean Race is starting to get a little bit more vocal.
Well, they have had this week the Ocean Race conference, of which generally takes place about, 3-6 months before the start of the race.
Yeah.
Which has just taken place in Alicante.
Yep.
I must admit, I haven't seen as much social media as I would have in the past.
There's a few of our old friends with new shirts on, is all I'll say.
Got new shirts on. I noticed Big Marty Malloy from GAC giving a bit of a talk. He's got a bit of new ink running these days. He's obviously pushing a bit more on the bench press.
Yes.
So just due to the new ink. But no, a few of the common faces around. And word has it, from what I hear, there's going to be 5 Omoka teams.
Yep. Same with that.
65s, not so many.
Yep.
Not so many, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Given my history, but reality is, time's up when time's up. But it's obviously still pretty hard climate out there to raise funds, as one could imagine. But let's see what happens specifically with the Route to Rum on how those Omoka teams are looking to be lining up, because we know there's pretty high attrition rate in both the Route to Rum and not only the Ocean Race, but that will then lead to how many people are at the finish line. So I'm pretty keen to keep an eye on it.
Well, at least we'll know we're going to get to watch it, because they've obviously taken their whole media unit and subcontracted it out now because they made the announcement with Warner Brothers and Discovery Channel going to be doing the live television and all the media content. So it looks like that all that media team's been subcontracted out to those guys, but at least we've got
Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are doing it.
Suffering suckers.
I knew we were up against someone. I knew it.
Oh, God. How funny is that? Can you imagine Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, Tweety Bird, Sylvester? They're all there.
Oh, yeah. Yibbity yibbity.
Yeah. Roadrunner's my favourite. Mate, how cool would it be one of their mocker boats start sticking some of those stickers down the side? That'd be funny. The little Roadrunner.
Or someone just cuts out like in their mainsail the shape of Crazy Coyote.
Yeah. With an anvil coming down on his head or something. Anyway, look, it's getting closer. End of the year is for the ocean race, so it's not that far away. So you want to get focused in on that one, and there's a lot of racing about to happen.
So there is a lot of racing, and again, I bang on about it, but shit, those mockers are getting super impressive.
Yep.
I just saw some footage this week of Kevin's boat out of the PRB, like full noise.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, so cool.
Yep. Yeah, no,
cool.
She's very cool. Very cool. Very excited to see it all happening. Oh, you know what we need to mention? BP, you'll be interested in this. You probably got the email, but our mate Xavier Doyle, who did the little Aussie lap and burned out all his electrics, I think day 2 or something. Bit of a disaster. He's going again. And so he reached out to us and said, little Aussie lap 2.0. He wants us just to let everyone know it's happening. He says you can put up tax deductible donations. So the money's obviously going to a charity. And he's going to get his electrics together, and then off he goes around the world, and he'll take up your fishing advice as you discuss BP, and away he goes. So on Facebook, if you look up Waterline, the little Aussie lap, and you should be able to find everything on that. So good luck, Xavier, in the hot pink Mini. So we wish him the best there. I think anything you want to add there, BP?
No, just looking forward to seeing what people catches.
Something I want to add: Xavier in the hot pink Mini walking down the road in the Gold Coast. Stand out a little bit, or not.
Or not.
Just have to fit in with all those blokes in their white linens, I guess. So,
yeah. Last thing I had, and I reckon this is interesting for a lot of people. They'll be really interested in this. So the World Sailing Awards are due this month. Okay, so, and you can actually influence the result you can have a say who wins the World Sailor of the Year and the World Sailing 11th Hour Sustainability Award. You'll remember we had that big discussion around the sustainability piece when I was in Ireland. That was probably our worst recording we'd ever done, but it came across really well. The behind-the-scenes stuff was terrible thanks to bad internet is the best way to describe that. But so I just wanted to mention it because the female finalists, Helene Noorsmund of France and Audie van Aanholt and Annette Dutz of the Netherlands and Catharina Banti, of course, let's be honest, it's got to be Banti, doesn't it? Banti and Tita, they've been unbeatable. So in the males, Legego Tita and Jean-Baptiste Benaz, Nicolas Goya and Bart Lambre and Floris van der Wecken are the men. And then we've got the sustainability piece.
Can you just repeat that, mate?
No, get stuffed. The sustainability piece, the 4 nominees are the Flip Floppy Project, the Foundation Icomar, and then the Euro Ilka Sustainability Program and Green Boats. So you can nominate also Team of the Year and Boat of the Year. So if you go to the site, there's the World Sailing site, you can actually cast your vote of who you think it should be. Which is interesting. So I just
have you heard of the segment that we would probably take out?
No, I'm looking for that one. I did look for that one. Yes.
Because
are we able
I
to
think
influence? Are we able to influence that vote?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have to, mate. We've got it nailed. The dickheads of the year.
Dickhead of the year category. Yeah.
Dickheads of the year award.
Oh dear. Anyway, but yeah, I just thought people would be interested in voting because for a lot of people, it'd be important. I think our Italian friends would be a no-brainer, but I'm willing to be wrong. Everyone else, I mean, they're all deserving, so let's just wait and see. But yeah, and the sustainability piece will be a really interesting one. We were very interested in that discussion, and the more power to it. So yeah, that's they're the things that I had on the back of my mind. Anything else on your mind, BP?
No, all good. Just good to be back and hearing the banter.
Hearing the banter. Oh, geez, you missed out last week, mate. Oh, our mate Caleb, he went for it. He was great.
Good banter.
Yeah, good banter. Yeah, the Yanks have been laying it on. They've been great.
Yeah.
So,
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is a full episode of Barkarati. BP, thanks for giving us
Welcome back, BP.
Yes, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, world.
I think quite a few media outlets will be dialing into this to listen.
I was about to roll into a bit of the what would you call it? The words of the one great Rick Disneck, but we're looking for comments as such. But no, carry on, my friend.
Hey, AP.
Good luck up there.
Yeah,
best of luck, mate.
Have you got your guitar over there?
Did you take your guitar?
No, I have. Yep, I have. I'll just get it. Hang on.
Okay.
Grab
it. Here he comes. I can see him.
You got it.
3, 2, 1. Cue in.
Cue in.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Tell your friends.
Hey, BP.
Hang on.
Can't believe how you can sing and talk at the same time.